What is up, guys? Welcome back to the channel and welcome back to another episode of Bleeding BnG, recapping another Commanders win, a feeling that has become all too familiar to this point, at least in the 2024 season, because I said it in my episode yesterday. I'll be 29 in a couple of weeks, and Lord knows I haven't felt like we've been the team that's gone into a game expected to win and have that outcome come to fruition. Lord knows I haven't had that feeling, but I've had it over the last 2 months with this 2024 Washington Commanders squad, and I'm super excited about the prospects for the rest of the season. But before we get too far ahead of our skis, we got to deal with the game at hand. And before we get too far into this video, you already know what I'm going to say. Be sure to comment, be sure to like, be sure to subscribe. On the road to 2,000 subscribers, and I can't do it without you guys. I just want to take a minute and appreciate say welcome and thank you to all of my new subscribers. A little sentimental moment right now, but the video that I dropped yesterday detailing that it's a new day in DC, recapping the trade news circulating around our Washington Commanders of players wanting to be traded here at the deadline or come in here in the free agency period of the 2025 season. That was my most viewed episode, or my most viewed video ever. Reaction videos, whether that be post-game analysis, or just any regular Bleeding BnG episode. So I'm super appreciative. And yeah, let's run the numbers up on this video as well. So let's get into this video before I start shedding tears, before I start crying over here. To give you a timestamp, as I do for all of my episodes, today is Sunday, November the 3rd, 2024, and it's about 7:50 p.m. And our very own Washington Commanders are about 3 hours removed from putting belt to ass and finishing the sweep to the New York Giants with the score being 27-22. They beat the New York Giants 27-22, and they handled business. And we're going to title this episode "Business Handled" because our Washington Commanders, as I said at the beginning of the episode, are looking like a professional NFL outfit week in and week out. And that's something that I haven't been able to say in my years of fandom, whether that be with the Washington Redskins, whether that be with the Washington Commanders, or whether that be with the Washington football teams. This is a professional NFL unit, and this is a good NFL team. Like, this is... Excuse my language, but you come to Bleeding BnG for the most raw, uncut, and unfiltered analysis. But fuck being playoff contenders. Fuck being playoff contenders. We can contend for a Super Bowl in 2024. No team scares me. Not a Detroit Lion, not a Philadelphia Eagle, not a Kansas City Chief. No team scares me in the NFL, especially when you got number 5 at the quarterback position. But let's get into this game. Washington wins 27-22, and while it wasn't the prettiest game, and division games, they rarely are the prettiest game, we swept the Giants, and we put an end to that Giants curse, because if we can be honest with ourselves, the Giants have been the kryptonite in our division over the past couple of years. Just like we've been the kryptonite to like the Eagles in recent years. Like the Eagles can't find a way to sweep us. We always seem to get a game off the Eagles or play them hard. Well, that's what the Giants do to us. No matter how shitty the Giants are, they always seem to play us hard. So I'm just glad that we got a dub. So when I saw that line opened up at like 4 and then like 3.5 in most books opening up and it didn't really move, I wasn't necessarily surprised because the Giants been a pain or a thorn in the Commander's side since we've been the Redskins, since the 80s. Even when we had success, we weren't dominant against the Giants. And we know that over here because we really a Redskins encyclopedia book over here. We really, like young, but might be young, but I'm a vet in this game. But enough of tooting my own horn. Let's get back to the 2024 Washington Commanders. And let's get with the golden boy, the franchise, Jayden Daniels. And this is all the reason why all of these curses, all of these records, and everything that has gone against us in recent years, these are why the tides are turning. And he's the sole reason why, and it's Jayden Daniels. There was a stat that came up at the end of the game when we were in victory formation that said Jayden Daniels was the first rookie quarterback to win 2 games against the Giants since, I believe, like the 1930s. Like, this is a historic type of quarterback on a historic type of start into his rookie year. And he's firmly firmly in the talks of being the MVP of the 2024 season. And potentially being the first rookie to do it since Jim Brown in 1954? I don't even know if your grandparents was allowed in. Like this is how historic of a guy that we have at the quarterback position. He scoffed at a Giants curse. What is the Giants curse to Jayden Daniels? What are the mirrors to Jayden Daniels? Like he doesn't know about the $30, $30 million, $50, whatever number it was, $50 million cap hit that we took right when we were drafting Robert Griffin. He doesn't know how the Mariners and the Giants have screwed this franchise over time in and time out. And guess what? He don't need to know about it, and it don't matter to him. Because in 2024, I'm gonna say it week in and week out, we have one of the best quarterbacks in the NFL. And I made a tweet today, and I dead ass believe it. When Jayden was out there doing this thing, putting fools in the mix like he does week in and week out. I think I actually tweeted it after he dropped a fucking beautiful ball to Zach Ertz for a first down. It was one of Zach Ertz, if not his only catch, one of his few catches that he had today. I said, when you have that type of pinpoint accuracy and you pair it with 4.3 speed, how can you tell me he's not the best quarterback in the league? I get Patrick Mahomes, but this ain't a Lifetime Achievement Award. I get Josh Allen, but he ain't running 4.3. Like, he ain't doing that. I'm sorry. So, yeah, I'm sorry that I'm going to ride for my guy JD5 and say that he's the best quarterback in the NFL and that he needs to win MVP. Going through the stats today wasn't glamorous because, like I said, division games, they rarely are. But Jayden went 15 for 22 with 2 touchdowns for 209 passing yards and 37 rushing yards. You gotta include all the yards when you got this type of guy that does it all with his arm as well as his leg. So he's accounted for about 250 all-purpose yards. And the thing that I love about Jayden Daniels, and this is the thing that I said once we drafted him, is that when you draft an elite quarterback like this, he masks so many things and so many deficiencies that your team might have, whether that be the defense, whether that be the offensive line, whether that be a scarce run game and not having very much of a run game. Elite quarterback plays, it does not matter. It does not matter when you have elite quarterback play. None of that shit matters. And I think my favorite thing about Jayden Daniels is that he's so surgical. He's so surgical in the 2-minute drill. And it's almost like the basis of our entire offense. Damn near everything is hurry up. And I think that's one of the reasons why. But he's the 2-minute king. I crowned him that early in the season. I think during the Cincinnati Bengals game. And it's a reason why once we win kicks, it's a reason why we want to go out on defense. And that's because Jayden Daniels is a 2-minute maestro. He's looking to double up. And that's how you run the lap on teams. And that's how you put them out of games where they're not even going to get a chance to touch the ball. And they're potentially down by 2 more scores than they were the last time that they touched the ball. And that's such a benefit to have at the quarterback position. And I love it for my guy, Jayden Daniels. And I love that he's our quarterback. And I love that he's our guy. If you can think about the 2-minute drill today before the half, he made timely throws, timely plays, big-time throw to De'Ami Brown to get us down there. And then with 11 seconds left with no timeouts, he did what elite quarterbacks do. He's either going to put it in the end zone and give your guy a chance, or he's going to put it out of bounds. So many years of my fandom, I've been used to a quarterback taking a sack in that situation, the time running out the clock. They forgot how much time was left on the clock. Any which way that a Washington quarterback can screw up that scenario, they've done it. But not Jayden Daniels. He threw a beautiful dart to Terry McLaurin for a touchdown. This is the reason why he's the best quarterback in the NFC East. And this is the reason why I'm not scared of the Eagles or any opponent in the NFC and the NFL, let alone the NFC. Getting to our run game, man. Our run game was in full effect, even without Brian Robinson. I'm not going to touch on it too much today. But I'm not sure, and I don't want to be a Debbie Downer, but I'm not sure if Brian Robinson is capable of playing a full season. If we can look back to his past seasons, he's worn down at the latter part of the year. You remember he had to miss a couple of games at the back half of last year, despite a strong start to the season. And it seems like he has a variety of lower body issues, and I don't want to speculate too much, but I'll be a fool to not think that may have something to do with, the shooting, being that he did get shot in the leg, and, you have to compensate for the things that you're lacking in that aspect. But enough on B-Rob. Get well soon, my boy. I know you said you're going to come back stronger, and I fully believe it. But the run game was still in full effect. Chris Rodriguez, game ball. Game ball to Chris Rodriguez. He was toting that bitch, wasn't he? Chris Rodriguez was toting that bitch, wasn't he? With 11 carries for 52 yards, just a little under 5 yards per carry. And he was physical running downhill. And the biggest thing that I loved about Chris Rodriguez is that he didn't know that he wasn't going to. He ain't know that he was going to play until about 11:30 today. Like all the reports from last night to pregame today was that Brian Robinson had all indications of playing. I guess his workout didn't go well, and Chris Rodriguez heard that and answered the bell. We got to remember, this is the guy that didn't even make the initial 53. Like, he was on the practice. He's been on the practice squad throughout the duration of the season. And this is what has me believing that, like, this is a dream season for us and this is the dream team. Because that's what good teams do. Next man up mentality. And when that next man up is in there, there's not too much of a drop-off. Wasn't too much of a drop-off with Austin Eckler. 42 yards on 11 carries, but he had over 40 receiving yards to total up 83 all-purpose yards and a touchdown. And I played him in fantasy this week. What the fuck? So like Austin Mighty Mouse Eckler, he chose to have his game of the year against me. I don't know how I feel about that, but I'm glad that we got the dub. Little emotional hedge on that one. But yeah, Austin Eckler was big in the run game. Getting timely first downs, got in the end zone, showing that nose for the goal line that he showed early in his career with the Los Angeles Chargers. If we can remember, I think there was 2 years that Austin Eckler was the NFL's leading touchdown getter, and this was the reason why people were drafting him number 1 or top 3 in fantasy drafts up until last year, because he has a nose for the end zone, and he showed it today, and hopefully that can help our red zone offense. I think we went into today ranked either 24th or 25th, and we still left some points on the board despite scoring 27. But if Austin Eckler can keep showing that nose for the end zone, that can better our chances once we get inside the paint. Getting to our pass catches. Everybody got some love today. And Jayden Daniels was on his Oprah shit today. You get a catch, you get a catch, you get a catch, you get a catch. Noah Brown was our leading receiver with 60 yards, showing strong hands because there were a couple of catches he got fucking blasted. So he showed that he wasn't just sitting on that high of the Rays Hail Murray, of the Noah Ark play from last week. He put his head down and got right back to work. And that's one of the biggest offseason acquisitions, post free agency acquisition, and that's one of the biggest moves that was made after August in the NFL. The way that Noah Brown's contributing to this team, leading receiver today, made some catches in some timely situations. And the thing that I love about Noah Brown is like he has hitting yards in every play. It's almost like defenders commit a pass interference on Noah Brown every week. I don't know if they sleeping on his deep speed. I don't know exactly what it is, but he had another one today that got us in the goal line to score our first touchdown. Oz Zaccheaus, 2 catches for 48. Big catch on second down right before the 2-minute warning to essentially seal the game. I know he wanted to score there, but he got sacrificed for his team so we could potentially run the clock down, because I don't want to believe that you that slow, LZ. So I'm going to give you the benefit of the doubt because you got ran down a little bit. But, hey, it was for the team. It was for the team. That's what we were going to say, that it was for the team. All right, guy, Terry McLaurin. Top 10 Terry this year. I've been eating crow for saying that he's not an elite number 1 because he hasn't been that in his previous 5 years. Very good player. I got 3 Terry McLaurin jerseys, so I don't hate Terry McLaurin, but he's been a top 10 receiver this year. And he didn't have a big game today. 2 catches, but those 2 catches went for 2 touchdowns. And the reason that I say that Terry McLaurin's a top 10 receiver and an elite number 1 this year, not only does he have his quarterback, but he's showing up in the highest of stakes moments. He's showing up in high stakes moments, and if you go look at his game log, he's either having big games where he's accumulating a lot of yards or he's getting touchdowns. If you look at the Ravens game, that was the last time that he didn't have over like 70 yards. That was the last game he had 2 touchdowns. He had 19 yards a day where he had 2 touchdowns. Ain't nobody going to be complaining about their targets when they get into the paint 2 times. And Terry McLaurin has answered the bell, and he's been everything that Washington Commander fans have said that he can be with an elite quarterback. And I love it for Terry. He looks like he's having so much fun today. He's talking shit. And I just need Terry to keep talking shit. I don't need too many Terry celebrations because he got into the paint 2 times a day. And I don't know what the fuck that first one was. Was he putting on a mask? Like, I know it's a scary Terry Halloween. Like, It's just a little cringe at times. Like that's the reason why my top 10 receiver ain't getting no commercials. Like that. Was it the mask? Y'all let me know. Was he doing a scary Terry bit? He ain't even bother to celebrate the second time. I think he knew how cringe that first celebration was. And before we get off of Terry real quick, hey, New York Giants fans, hey, Deontay Banks, did 3 play today? Did 3 play today? I'm going to just leave it at that because I know he did play because I saw Terry McLaurin talking that shit to him after that second touchdown. To finish out with the offense, man, shout out to OG Bobby Johnson, our offensive line coach. This was a revenge game for him because if you guys been tapped into the NFL, the Giants media, the Giants team personnel, the front office made him seem like the scapegoat for that shit show of an offense that they've been putting on display for the last couple of years. And he showed us today that ain't it. And the Giants been showing us all season that it was far from his fault. It was far from my man OG Bobby Johnson's fault. 0 sacks today against a defensive line that has been sacking the quarterback at a historic rate, going against damn near goddamn Thanos and Dexter Lawrence. Did 97 play today? Hey, Giants, did 97 play today? Because my man Tyler, be honest, what's Thanos to a badass? What's a Thanos to a badass? Shout out to that offensive line, man. I'm hype. OG Bobby Johnson got these boys ready to play. And we did that without Cornelius Lucas. We got our 3rd round draft pick, our cornerstone left tackle for the future, hope to be, stepping up big in a divisional game, not allowing any sacks against a gargantuan front line. The Giants got one of the best front lines in the NFL. I'm naive. I'm not going to sit here and be a dumbass NFC East fan and not give them their props. Brian Burns, Dexter Lawrence, them guys look like just guys to get today. My man, shout out to Brandon Coleman and Sam Cosby. I can't wait to go back and look at the All-22, but just simply looking at the TV copy, those guys were moving dudes in the run game today. I think that's why they like Brandon Coleman. Because I told y'all a long time ago that we were going to be a run-heavy team, even with JD5 is alive. Because when you have that type of dynamicism with a quarterback using his legs, he's opened up so many holes. You saw it today. Brian Burns was in the fucking matrix, not knowing whether to play the quarterback or whether to play the running back when we did run the read options. Going to the defense, mixed results with the defense today. I ain't gonna lie, the front seven was soft as fucking Charmin today, especially in the first half. The Giants were running a fucking high school offense, a 1960-ass 3 yards and cloud of dust offense, and it was fucking working. This was a team that scored 1 offensive touchdown throughout at home throughout the season, and we in week 9. Like, I'm thinking about Turkey and shit like that, and they scored 1 touchdown at home up until this point where they scored 2 against us today. They ran for 164 yards. And Vanilla Vic, a.k.a. Daniel Jones, low-key made a little bit of a return today. We saw him truck Mikey Sanders still. Shout out my man Mikey. You still a dog, but you needed some milk after that one. And the defense was soft as Charmin today. I did notice I got Johnny Newton after a big, amazing standout performance that he had against the Chicago Bears. I did notice him getting pushed back a little bit in the run game, and that was something that was a weakness of his, I guess, coming out of the draft, pre-draft. I just think that he was better as a pass rusher. He wasn't necessarily weak in that area. But the Giants ran a lot of duo, running straight downhill. And I told you it was like a 1960s high school offense, 3 yards and a cloud of dust. I thought I was watching Boobie Miles and Jim Brown and Ernie Davis and shit. Like, it was crazy. But when you got Daniel Jones at quarterback, like, I don't really blame them. And this is what I mean when I say that an elite quarterback can mask so many deficiencies with a team. Because when you put up so many points, guess what a team can't do? They can't stick with the run game. They got to go with the pass. And then that's when Daniel Jones is going to fucking foil all over himself. Like when Dante Fowler made him fumble. And Dante Fowler has been a fucking Pro Bowler since the turn of the calendar, since October 1st. Dante Fowler has been damn near an all-pro. I think he has about 5 sacks since then. Had another 2 sacks since today. And yeah, Dante Fowler, he was one of the more unheralded signings of the offseason, but he's turning out to be one of the better acquisitions. I call him Big Play Dante at this point because he's looking like what we drafted Trace Young to be. But I'm going to leave that there. I'm sticking with the defense. Jeremy Chin played like a fucking man possessed today. I might have to do a video breakdown of Jeremy Chin's performance today, because I ain't gonna lie, and I noticed that I ain't trying to be blasphemous, but this, and I'm not trying to sell him short, so I'm just gonna put it out there. Jeremy Chin gave me flashes of Sean Taylor today, with the size, with the range, with the physicality. It started with him stopping the first third down for the Giants with a big hit. He had big hits. He was defending passes in the post. He's playing his zones well. And he played like a dude that's on a one-year deal. He played like a dude that wants to be in Washington for a while, and I want him to be in Washington if he's going to keep playing like that. Jeremy Chin, I don't know what the fuck you ate today, my boy. I don't know if you was watching. Jeremy Chin had to be watching some Sean Taylor highlights before the game. Like, he had to be. He had to be, because he played like a man possessed today. And I think that our safety duo of Jeremy Chin and Quan Martin might be one of the better safety duos in the NFL. And I think that they're the best, two of the best players on our defense. Our corners didn't get abused. Benjamin St. Juste was going against Malik Neighbors, who's a generational talent. And to me, he lost a couple of battles. It ain't a Sunday. It ain't a Washington Commanders game if Benjamin St. Juste doesn't get a pass interference, which he did today. But it seemed to me as if the corners heard that the Washington Commanders have been sniffing around the trade market looking for a cornerback. It seems like them boys was out there playing for a job today. Noah I was out there checking tight ends pretty well. We did have a breakdown in coverage. Can't wait to look at the All-22 to see that. But to me, it just looked like a good cover 4 beater when we were in cover 4. But I do need Quan Martin to play the seams better, play 2 versus 1 a little better than that, because, we really know ball over here at Bleeding BnG. And as we close out this episode and as we look forward to the rest of the week, and before we look ahead to the Pittsburgh Steelers, because they're going to be bringing them bullshit-ass terrible towels to Northwest Stadium, and your boy going to be boots on the ground at FedEx Field, holding our Commanders down 10 toes down. I might get 1,000 burgundy towels painted to slap them boys upside the face when we beat that ass next week. But before we get to the Pittsburgh Steelers, we can now set our sights on Tuesday, on the trade deadline. See if we make some moves. Do we bring in an edge rusher? Is it Harold Landry? Do we bring in a corner? Is it Marshawn Lattimore? Is it J.C. Horn? Is it Greg Newsome? With the Saints losing today, I think Marshawn Lattimore might be likely, as long as we outbid the Chiefs. And yeah, the vibes are high. 7-2. We haven't been 7-2 since I was 1 year old. 1 year old, because you're not 1 year old. I'm over here tripping. But yeah, I need to get some sleep, because I was doing a lot of yelling today when we was putting belt to ass to the Giants. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. Stay tapped into the channel for the week. I'm actually going to do a live stream reaction or a live reaction stream to the trade deadline on Tuesday. That's going to be our first live stream ever. So make sure you hit subscribe so you tuned in. You don't want to miss that. I think I'm going to do a Jeremy Chin video breakdown as well, because he made me feel like a kid again watching Sean Taylor today. And I think I want to do that. And always, we're going to get a reaction video dropping tomorrow, so make sure you stay tuned into the page. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this episode of Bleeding BnG. As always, if you're not tuned into our social medias, go ahead and do that, because what is you doing? Our Instagram is at Bleeding BnG, BLEEDING BnG. Our X handle is at Bleeding BnG, BLEEDIN BnG. You can listen to us on all audio-only platforms for our podcast, such as Spotify or Apple Podcasts. Go ahead, leave a rating. Go ahead, leave a review. That's how we finesse these algorithms, so that when you're searching anything Washington Commanders, Bleeding BnG is that #1 content hub that comes up in your search bar. And like I said, I ain't beggars can't be choosers, but it is Scorpio season. The vibes is high, and I know y'all feeling good. So if you want to leave a donation, go ahead. Y'all see my Cash App? It's I think it's right there. I think it's right here. Go leave a donation. Leave a birthday shout out. Anything is appreciated, because we really work hard over here. And yeah, it's going to go back to the channel. So anything that you donate is definitely going to go back to the channel, whether that be production, visual, because we're really looking to make an empire out of this thing. Them views yesterday got me hyped. Like, yeah, I'm really ready to retire and become a full-time YouTuber. So yeah, Thank you guys for tuning in. 7-2, vibes is high. Let me know how you feel in the comments. Let me know what you want us to do at the trade deadline. And let me know, do you guys think that we're Super Bowl contenders like I do? And is there any team in the NFL that scares you? Because it ain't not a soul that scared me.